Hey guys, Gary here. Thanks for checking in. So I was getting ready to put together a modular chest rig for a video that you'll probably see coming up shortly. And when I was doing so, I was looking at different ways to attach a tourniquet to the outside, like this cat or this recon. Those are kind of my two favorites, the way they work. And I was trying to figure out all the different options to put it on there. So give you a little history on this, and I'll show you some of the options that I came up with. Maybe you can find one that works for you. Years and years ago, I had John Willis make me a little T hanger. He makes them with a plastic D-ring on them, and I wanted one out of elastic. And I don't know how well it shows up, but it's just black T and half of it's elastic. And I'll do a close-up here maybe. And the idea was so that I could carry a sport smoke anywhere that had molly, because it has this elastic that would go around the sport smoke. And then I would, maybe if I could get it attached here, you can just edit all that out, I guess. The idea being that attached to any piece of molly, I'd have a horizontal sport smoke handy. And it worked fine for that. As it turns out, a sport smoke and a windlass tourniquet take about the same amount of elastic to hold it in place. So I had that on a rig with a sport smoke in it, but now I'm using Patriot smokes, and the sport smokes just kind of hang around. And at some point I'll just light them off in class or something for shits and giggles. But I wanted to run a tourniquet in a vertical orientation instead of horizontal. So I ended up going with these Blue Force gear. I believe it's called the Tourniquet now. So it's a piece of plastic. It used to be a piece of webbing, I believe, on the old ones. So it's a piece of plastic with these two elastic loops, and it simply slides behind some molly webbing and holds a tourniquet in a vertical orientation. And all right, well, that works pretty good too. And these you can actually buy, unlike the SOE one. As far as I know, that's the only one. And then a little while later, I needed a couple more, and I thought I would just try out these tourniquet holders from Mayflower. And it's a piece of webbing with some shock cord sewed in it, and it works the same way. You slide it behind the molly, and then you've got the two loops, and it goes through there just fine. And these are a little cheaper than the Blue Force gear ones, and a little smaller. So, you know, they both work, and one may fit better for what you're looking for. So those were my two vertical options, and this was my horizontal option for molly. Putting together a chest rig that had some Velcro on the back so it could interface with the plate carrier. And I saw an interesting product and thought I would try it out. And I got this from Frog Pro is who makes it. I bought it from Exit Strategy Bracelets. So it has two sides of Velcro. So it fits between the flap and a cummerbund on a plate carrier, or between a plate carrier and a chest rig for the kind that have the Velcro the interface. And then it has a piece of elastic that a tourniquet goes through. It'll hold a sport smoke too. So I ordered that, and then I thought, well, there's enough room that I could put two of them and have two tourniquets, which I may do, may not do, depending. But rather than just buy another one, I saw that Coyote Tactical makes a similar thing. And as you can see, like, the principle is the same, except this has a higher piece of Velcro. So in theory, it's going to stick better, but this one may fit places that this one won't, because it doesn't have a whole bunch of extra material. Same thing, hook, loop, or loop and hook, and then a piece of elastic that holds the tourniquet. So they would, you know, fit in that area and hold a horizontal tourniquet. And recently I was ordering a sling for a new rifle, and for my son, and I saw that Blue Force gear had something similar. And theirs, the principle is the same. It's that theirs is called the hammock, TQ hammock, banana hammock, I don't know. But it's an elastic loop, but it has a piece of their laser cut synthetic laminate material with a couple loops in it. So now we're back to just like the SOE one, someplace with molly, it will hold a horizontal tourniquet or a sport smoke. So this one you would just, as you're putting WTF straps, the fixed straps or whatever they're called, through your webbing or your malice clips if you're still stuck in 2003 or whatever. These would just slip onto that as you were attaching a pouch and hold this below said pouch. So if you had Molly, you had Velcro and wanted horizontal, any of these would work. And if you wanted vertical, either of those will work. And those will hold, like I said, sport smokes or cat tourniquets. And pretty much they're all great for having a quick access tourniquet on you. Think of it kind of like an open top mag pouch where you can just grab it and use it as opposed to having to open things up and get to it. It's my way I like to set things up. There's at least one tourniquet that's open topped that I can just grab and yank it out and then have more stored in my gear in pouches and whatnot. That first one being for me if I need to use it. If I'm going to go to somebody else, I can open a pouch, get the tourniquet out, apply it to them. So that's that, and I'll put the links down below where you can find all these. They're all pretty affordable, under 20 bucks for every single one of them, so there's no reason not to get one and have a tourniquet on the outside of your kit. That's all I got for now. Take it easy. So then, of course, now there's a fucking plane